The bottom pad Desperado got mega buffed, but there's a catch. The catch is that the majority of these buffs are concentrated into the wrong place. So here's how I'm gonna show you guys what happened. So here's how we're gonna do things. This is the entirety of the changelog for the bottom pad Desperado, but we are going to hide a certain word for this. So let's start from the top. First off, let's go for the Wanderer. I'm just gonna buy this upgrade, by the way, because this upgrade got a lot better. This is a huge buff. Went from 30 to 45% on the max attack speed, but the drop off or the loss per tower for the Wanderer, because obviously it's 3 stacks, so each time you add another tower, the loss is gonna be greater. So essentially the proportion, the ratio is the same, but the max attack speed is a lot bigger, which is amazing. They also buffed the Nomad upgrade, by the way, which I'm really happy about. So the more balloons are in range, obviously the faster that this guy attacks, and the bonus per balloon got increased from 1% to 2%, with the max getting increased to 50%. So a lot of extra attack speed being added. And to balance things off, the Enforcer upgrade, which is a tier 3, we don't exactly have the money to buy this thing, but basically I kind of tweaked together some numbers so that it's roughly the same as it was. Now there is something that says that the Avenger, the tier 4's damage got increased from 12 to 18, the Desert Phantom damage got increased from 20 to 50, and then again the ceramic damage on the Desert Phantom got increased to 20 to 50. These are all great buffs. I mean, look at the numbers, 50% more damage on the tier 4 and 150% more on the tier 5, and that goes for the ceramic bonus as well. And this is the catch. You guys know where all this extra damage goes? It actually goes on the pistol. It doesn't go into the shotgun, because the Desert Phantom, that's what it does. It pulls out the shotgun and it stuns Bloons, and it does these chain explosions, and it's super strong. But no, they actually give all these buffs to the pistol. And the pistol is actually the thing that you don't want the Desperado pulling out, unless you're playing with the Blazing Sun, I guess. And so basically this guy is now demolishing ceramic balloons. He's apparently gonna one-shot all of these ceramic balloons. He's gonna one-shot basically every single balloon that comes out before free play. But as soon as the balloons enter the range of the shotgun, that is no longer the case. Well, actually, I'm not sure what the shotgun damage numbers are, but basically all these buffs are onto the pistol, which is, I guess, the worst attack out of the both of them. So these early rounds are exactly where we're going to be able to see the extra damage, or the extra attack speed, I should say, being given to the Wanderer and the Nomad. So the more balloons there are, the faster this guy is going to attack. And we love rounds like this one, for example, like 21, because it has just a lot of balloons. So it's 2% extra attack speed per balloon. But I did place the Alchemist here to help it out a little bit, and it seemed, well, the Alchemist is taking away like 15% from the Wanderer stacks, right? So this means that we're gonna leak, and we're very close to the Enforcer, actually. Okay, how about we get just like a small upgrade onto the sub? We don't want to overdo it, but I'm just gonna go for a 001. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can see all of these like attack speed buffs on the early rounds, actually, because that's the point of them. It's to make the early game a little bit, more easier with the base Desperado. After that, it's kind of the same-ish tower, because they did adjust the attack speed onto the Enforcer and the shotgun, right? But then once we start going for the other upgrades, then we're gonna have a lot of extra pistol damage. So a lot of things to see in this. I guess the entirety, top to bottom, this entire bottom pad got changed in a way. By the way, we just got the money for the Enforcer, so I'm gonna buy it. So now we have 2 range. Maybe I should have had the Alchemist a little bit more to the left side now that I look at this thing, because the shotgun is attacking at full attack speed, but the pistol is not. And I guess the pistol is the star of the show nowadays, huh? Yeah, so for example, in a situation like this, you would not want this bottom path Desperado pulling out the pistol, right? Because it's just a lot of balloons, and this is how the majority of the rounds in Bloons T6 go. So that's why the pistol is the worst attack, basically. I guess it's true for the other Desperados as well. When I think of the Golden Justice, I would also not like the Golden Justice to be pulling out the gun. Just having it attack steadily with the rifle is the way to go about that tower. But and I guess it just works the same with the Enforcer as well, right? It's gonna be interesting to see the new pistol on the Avenger, which now does 50% more damage, by the way. So it goes from 12 to 18. So that's a one-shot easily, on all types of balloons. So let's just deal with this Moab. Maybe we're gonna get some pistol attacks. No, we're not. He's just gonna pull out the shotgun. Okay, I thought we might see a little bit of extra damage done to the ceramics by the pistol, but no. Alright, so let's finally buy the Avenger, and then let's see this new attack. So we're going for the 024, eventually the 025. I love this crosspad actually a little bit more than the 204 and the 205. We're also getting some shrapnel going. Oh, and look at this thing. Okay, so now we're starting to see, I mean, I guess he was able to one-shot these guys as well, you know, previously the rainbows. But this time around, it's a little bit more damage, and with the extra attack speed that he's getting on the pistol, I guess it's a little bit more reliable, right? Yeah, you know what? I think this sub is being a little annoying because it's breaking apart some of these balloons and we cannot actually see how good it is now. So yeah, look at this thing. It's basically one-shotting them. It was able to do this before, but the thing is now it has a little bit more attack speed thanks to the bottom pad changes. So yeah, it's essentially not going to create as many problems for itself in a way, because once it attacks with the shotgun, like, he can break apart these balloons into some smaller ones, and then, you know, if he keeps attacking with the pistol, look at this thing, he's kind of keeping the round up here. Okay, this is great, but once he pulls out the shotgun, see, that's when he's going to start breaking apart into small balloons, and that might create issues for him. We should be able to see that around like 46 and 47, although, one-shotting 45 ceramics, there we go. Okay, let's see it on 47. Can we actually see it? This guy's... Alright, okay, this is actually not even bad. This is actually not even bad. Let me give him a little bit more attack speed. Okay, this thing is starting to grow. We didn't lose the wonder buff, by the way. Oh no. Okay, so no wonder buff for the pistol attack, but it's still getting some extra attack speed, I guess, from the village now, from the alchemist. Man, look at this guy go. Around 51. So these are camo. Well, I guess the sub is gonna decamo them, but they're just basically ceramics, which are just getting, and the rainbows as well, just getting destroyed before they can reach the shotgun range. Okay, so what are the consequences of this? I'm trying to kind of think. So as long as he's not attacking with the shotgun and not breaking the balloons apart into smaller pieces, which is essentially going to create problems for him because they're going to just make it all the way around, he's going to have to pull the shotgun again. So this one-shotting of balloons is, yeah, just like that. Okay, so this one-shotting of balloons is actually a good idea overall. The problem is when these mob class balloons started coming out, because he's not going to be able to one-shot them ever, and that is when he's going to have to use the shotgun to attack. But I guess that's kind of the point, I mean, at the end of the day, because this is not supposed to be like that single target type of tower like the Blazing Sun. Okay, you guys know what? I mean, this guy is owning the round, so let's kind of mid the video get an objective for ourselves. I only wanted to check out these changes, but I actually like them a lot, especially for the early to mid game and the extra attack speed and the extra damage. But since we're going for the Desert Phantom and this guy got like a ton of damage on the pistol, let's actually try and get 2 million pops onto this guy. I mean, I know this is kind of a mid video type of a change, and I didn't plan for this, but let's try and do it, because why not? I mean, this alchemist spot is kind of weird, it's in the middle, but let's try and play around that. So around 63, he's obviously going to have to use the shotgun around like this one, but we're very close to the money for the Desert Phantom. I think we're going to have it on 64 actually. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is going to be a very, very early purchase for the Desert Phantom, which is not exactly indicative of how, you know, your games are usually going to go, and maybe on some more difficult maps. But since we're going for the 2 million pops, let's actually buy it a little bit sooner. Alright, so this pistol now is, well, apparently attacking super fast, but not only that, this is the one that's actually buffed. So he's doing 50 damage per attack. Oh, okay, so it's attacking fast, but it's not attacking as fast, so he still has to use the shotgun from time to time. And this is where, you know, these extra pistol damage, and especially when you enter free play mode, like it's not I don't think it's actually gonna matter, you know, him having that much damage on the pistol attack. Yeah, so 45 ceramics, getting one shot, this is exactly what Ninja Q was aiming for when making this change. So again, it's not like anyone's gonna use the pistol as your main attack. You actually want him using the shotgun, but this is just nice to have. While we're at it, by the way, it's round 75, so, you know, before we reach free play, these rounds are gonna be pretty easy. So here's what I'm gonna do. I bought the overclock. Well, I still haven't bought it, but I bought the engine here in the bottom left corner, and I'm just thinking how we want to proceed with this whole thing, because I didn't plan on doing this, the 2 million pops, so I guess I have the village here on this bottom left side. I think I wanted to have it here so that we can get a glue and the other things, and to have basically everything in the range of the village. So let's do this. Well, I guess overclock to start things off, but I'm actually gonna buy another village over here. I know, guys, I'm sorry. I think we just have to do it like this. And actually, I'm gonna go for, I guess, the 320 on this one, but this is gonna be, even though this probably is a primary tower, this is still gonna be outside its range, because I'm worried that if we go for the top pad upgrades, it's gonna give him range, and then we're gonna lose these attack speed, the wondrous stacks on the shotgun. So let's actually just keep everyone just as far away as possible from him. Let's get the relentless glue for the extra stun, and I think I'm just gonna go for something like a call to arms, and then if we have the money, we're going for the homeland as well, because the homeland is not a tower that I usually buy on chimps. Alright, so let's get the overclock going. The stun is actually gonna be insane, because the Desert Phantom by itself is just such a tower that it stuns balloons, and then in combination with the relentless, and then with the overclock, overclock and everything, I think it's just going to be holding everything in place up until the 90s, but let's actually watch 84. 84 is going to be an interesting round because a lot of blue mobs plus BFBs behind them. One thing that this thing does is it releases, you guys probably know about this, but it releases an explosion, kind of a chain reaction when it attacks, and that's the blast essentially that you see that eliminates kind of, you know, entire layers of balloons. Let's give it the overclock, the pistol doing its thing. By the way, oh my god, it actually, oh, this is the new damage, isn't it? The pistol actually popped the ZOMG layer. That's crazy because it can crit as well, right? I think the crit is 4x the normal damage on the Desert Phantom, if I'm not mistaken. Give it the overclock, and yeah, everything is being kept in place so far. Let me just check the Alchemist pops since we're, you know, doing this 2 million pops thingy, so it's 2.6k, nothing to be worried about yet. Alright, so let me get the call to arms. We're likely gonna need it for the mid 90s. I'm actually gonna dump it a little bit earlier, so let's use it around like this one in combination with the overclock just to feel the power that we have, because we have a lot of raw damage coming out from the shotgun, so that's really nice. I guess the other towers that I want to buy just to kind of go along with the theme of this Desperado, because this guy actually just stuns and keeps balloons in place. So let's play it off of some slows that we don't exactly buy normally. We would usually go for the absolute zero, but let's buy the Bloons Sabo this time around. Let's also overclock for these DDTs, and they get shredded to pieces. Is the pistol actually gonna hold all these ceramics, by the way, before the BFBs come? Because 91 has a bunch of 45 ceramics and then a huge wave of BFBs. Let's actually do this. Let's just use the call to arms. We are gonna pull the shotgun, obviously, because it's a huge chunk of BFBs. Let's also buy the Bloons Sabo. There goes 91. Okay, let's go like this. Let's use the call to arms because we don't want to allow all these balloons to go into the range of the Alchemist. The Alchemist is starting to rack up some pops, especially once we use the call to arms, because it does affect him as well. So we want to be keeping the balloons at bay, essentially in this area. So in the range of the Desperado, but not exactly in the range of the Alchemist, which might prove to be a little bit tricky because I didn't exactly account for the placement of this Alchemist at the start. No, yeah, let's go like this. Let's overclock. I'm going to use the Sabo, by the way, just slow everyone down, keep them away from the Alchemist. Yeah, that is going to be the DDTs on 93, so hopefully we just eliminate all of them, and then I'm going to save the call to arms for 94. Okay, so I'm going to dump the call to arms a little bit sooner and around like this. We also have the overclock rate, so might as well use it. And then the whole net is far off, 43k. We only have 11. I mean, what are some cheap towers that we can buy that are not going to be, I guess, stealing pops on one hand, but on the other are just gonna be like helpful in keeping the balloons in place? I don't know, guys. Like the absolute zero is the first one that comes to mind. Oh, wait a minute, we exploded 94 and I used the Sabo. Alright, so Sabo number 2 incoming. Alright, we need to get a second Sabo so we get the cooldown back for 95 in the DDTs. Let me check the pops. 4.3k. Okay, this is still fine, by the way. This is only like 10% of the allowed pops, actually the pops that we're allowed to lose, but the stuff has 3k on it, so we want to be careful. Let's overclock, by the way. Let's wait just a second, and then let's use the Sabo now. And I think if possible, and this Alchemist doesn't seem to be attacking too much, so let's keep the call to arms for 96, I was thinking. Yeah, because I think the Sabo is, yeah, it just lasted perfectly before 95, and if you wait a little bit, by the way, and you use the Sabo after a couple of seconds of 95, it's gonna last until the end of 95, because it's not exactly 100% uptime as these are coming out. But now that we have 2 Sabos, we can be a little bit more free in just using both of those abilities. So here's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna save the call to arms ability for the ZMGs, which come after these BFBs. Let's just check the pops again on this guy. See, he is starting to get some pops, 5.6k, but the beefier rounds are still yet to come. If we keep playing it like this, I don't think he's going, you know, all the way to like 20 or 30,000 pops. Let's, by the way, do this. Have a plus call to arms. Okay, now he might get some pops because the call to arms is active. Let me just watch the Alchemist pops, by the way. So he's up to 6k. Yeah, I think this is still gonna be fine. Alright, so let's go. Let's use the overclock. Use the call to arms ASAP on a round like this one. This is 98. So only a handful of rounds left to go, like 3 rounds. This guy has gone up to 10k pops, by the way. 11k pops. Yeah, he is getting those pops up, and this is getting a little bit concerning. It depends on what happens on 98, because he can get like 10k pops on this round easily. So first Sabo is out. Let's use the second one. Yeah, this round is going on the right side as well. I mean, we're trying to keep everyone like here in front of the Desperado, but that's just not gonna work for a round like 98. Oh, wait a minute, I have this guy on strong. Let's have him first. Let's have him focus on these ceramics and not the big ones. We're obviously gonna pop this entire round, but it's like, yeah, just look at how much the pops exploded in one single round. Let me just get the call to arms going, by the way, as well. Yeah, look at this guy's pops just exploding. Went to like 16k pops in a single round. That is crazy. Let's use the Sabo, by the way, for 99. This should be fine. 3k pops on the sub, so we have like 20k pops on the side towers. We're allowed to have like 20k more. And let's see how we're doing versus this bad balloon in case we need to buy something else. Because this Desperado, it can hold balloons, but oh, wait a minute. The pistol. This is where the pistol is going to do damage, guys. The new changes, the buffs. Yeah, when the shotgun's not attacking, he is... Wait, what's doing more than... He's not actually doing more... Oh my god, wait. Is he actually doing more damage to the bat with the pistol than he is with the shotgun? I mean, that is no way that's true, right? There's no way. Let me check the Alchemist pops. Yeah, it's fine. So the only thing that we need to do is just pop the bat layer on time. Is that gonna happen? I mean, pull out the pistol, please. Just get the pistol out. There we go. Okay, so let's use the Sabo now. We can hold these DDTs. We're missing like 13k pops at this point. Alright, then when the second Sabo ends, let's... and when these guys getting close, let's go like this. This is the last set of abilities, and we're getting over the 2 million pop mark, and that was actually an interesting thing happening here at the end. I actually do think the pistol might have been doing a little bit more damage than the bat. But there he goes. The new Desperado changes. Very, very interesting changes. You know, when I started recording this video, I wasn't exactly on board with them, but now I can see where Ninja Q was going with this, and I'm super happy I tried it out. So that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I'm gonna see you on the next one.